Yesterday, I made a post about why your freedom is your responsibility, how you experience life, how joyfully and gracefully you go through life is absolutely your responsibility. And I briefly mentioned also the word karma. And in this video, I just want to dive a little bit deeper because I feel that there's quite some misconceptions out there that are not supporting anyone. So in this video, I'm just gonna start talking, see what comes up, and hopefully give you a little better understanding of what it means that your life is your responsibility, or the way you go through life is your responsibility, and that it's not a heavy thing. It might sound like, the word responsibility is often linked to a sense of carrying a load or carrying a burden, but it's quite the opposite. And so what I wrote yesterday in this post is that many women, or actually all of the women that I work with, come to me because they are struggling with a certain emotional pattern or a behavioral pattern. For example, they keep struggling with perfectionism, or they struggle with trusting their own intuition, or they keep making decisions that are not doing them any good, or they keep being involved with the wrong guys, or they end up in the relationships that are not nurturing them. Just a few examples. There's many more aspects to it, of course. Now, in this post, I also mentioned that behavioral patterns, emotional patterns, are basically karma. And what I mean with karma is that karma is a type of bondage, in the sense that if something is repeating itself, if there's, I'm already making this movement, if there's a cycle happening, something keeps coming and maybe it goes away, but it always comes back again. We're talking about a type of cycle, and this is sort of a bondage or something that you are chained to, something that it seems like you're stuck in. And I really want you to understand that karma, it doesn't have anything to do with good karma, bad karma, in the sense of I did good things, so good things are going to come to me, or I did bad things and now bad things are happening to me, or even the thing to think that these things are happening to me because I did something bad. Not the case at all. However, karma is happening because we move through life unconsciously. So no matter what you do, every time you take an action, there's going to be a certain response to it. And this on itself is already creating karma, so to say. So the moment you decide to do things consciously, you're breaking chains, or you might even be avoiding chains to be made. So what I mean by doing things consciously is that, and this is where your responsibility lies, and this is where your freedom eventually lies, is that when you notice, and let's call it step one, when you notice that you are in a circle or in a pattern, something is repeating itself and you find it hard to get out of it, the moment you notice that this is happening is the moment where you can decide to do it differently. I'm not saying it's an easy thing. I'm definitely not saying it's a comfortable thing, but it is the moment in which you can grab your freedom and change things. And it also doesn't mean that you have to do it alone, or that you always have to be able to see things. You can get help with it. It's always nice to have someone from the outside, mirroring you, giving you clarity of like, do you realize that this is actually happening? So the moment you realize that it's happening is the moment that you can decide to do it differently. And you need to understand that just because things are comfortable doesn't mean that they're good for you. And the other way around, just because things are uncomfortable doesn't mean that they're bad for you. These are two labels that we, for some reason, have started to connect with each other, meaning comfortable is good, uncomfortable is bad. That's not the case. The case is that every time you make a decision, you can check in with yourself and find out, what are you basing this decision on? Do you base it on the fact that you've always done it like that? Do you base it on the fact that the people around you have always done it like that? Do you base it on the fact that it's just the most comfortable and easy way to do? Or do you base it on the fact that it's going to serve you? And by serve you, I mean in the widest perspective or concept of, could be supporting your health, it could be supporting your mental health, it could be supporting your energies, it could be supporting your growth. And so I think there's quite a misconception also about, and this is something I hear a lot also in the coaching world or in the spiritual world, or that's called community rather, where we say if it feels good, then it means that it's good. And sometimes yes, but sometimes it's just a pattern that's repeating itself. And this requires your consciousness, your ability to take a moment and to reflect. Okay, it feels good, but why does it feel good? Does it feel good because it's comfortable, because it's keeping me safe, because it's the easy thing to do? Or does it feel good because it's going to serve me? So just because things feel good doesn't mean that they're always good for you, in the sense that they're not always serving you. And this is, it's a harsh truth, I'm sorry. But important to realize, at least for I mean, it's important to realize in case you are indeed interested in bringing yourself forward in life, in living life to your fullest possibility, in experiencing freedom and joy in a way that you could have never imagined. Then this sentence is really interesting. If you're not interested in this, then keep doing what you're doing. Everything is fine. Just do whatever feels good. But if you are interested in going beyond those things, in going beyond your own patterns, in going beyond what you think is possible for you, then this is an invitation. Every time you make a decision, tune in with yourself. Why are you choosing this or why are you choosing that? Where is it coming from? And especially with, patterns or karma that's been there for quite some time, it might be hard, first of all, like I said, to notice that it's a pattern. Second of all, it might be hard to change the behavior, to choose differently, to choose the uncomfortable. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I am saying it will be rewarding. Because what is life if you're just going to repeat yourself? If you're just going to stay stuck in whatever cycles you're in right now, then what is it all about anyway? But knowing that you have the possibility and the opportunity to go beyond instincts, to go beyond patterns, to go beyond what everyone is telling you to do or what your parents have always done, knowing that there's a whole field, cosmos of opportunities and possibilities out there. You want to try it, no? You want to at least make an effort to go in that direction. Or at least I hope so. Because it would be a waste of life if you don't, to be honest. So what I really want you to take away from this is, first of all, there's no such thing as I did bad things and therefore bad things are happening to me. Second of all, the moment you realize that you are in a pattern is the moment you can decide to do it differently. This is your responsibility and your freedom. And the last thing that I wanted to repeat one more time is that comfortable doesn't always mean serving you. Uncomfortable doesn't always mean a bad thing for you. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to write me. I would love to get into a conversation with you about this. You can reach out underneath this post or through DM, however you prefer. And I hope to speak with you soon.